I decided to do what I do when I was 2 years old. At 2 years old, I heard the sound of a drum playing in the village. And I found my own drum and just picked it up and started playing. Kolebowo, 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 kole. The worst song ever written by Wyclef Jean, but it actually started a vibe. Professionally, I started doing what I was doing when I turned like 13 years old. A lot of times it surprises people what I do because they say, aren't you a hip hop artist? Like, how do you know about Bach? How do you know about Art Blakey? How do you know about Crystal Gale? How do you know about Pink Floyd? But understand that, my background and naturally what I grew up with was music in the church. And then going to high school, I got introduced to jazz. And from the 9th grade to the 12th grade, all I did was study and play jazz all day. So for me, it's just, then I turned 18 years old and got my first contract with Atlantic Records, Big Beat. At the time, they just released Nelson Mandela. And I did a record called Out of the Jungle. And it was dedicated to Nelson Mandela. And I got with my group, the Fugees, in like 1989, which was like a high school band for me. And basically with the Fugees, I went on to doing my first CD. The first CD was called Blended on Reality. It was me, Prize, and Lauren. Why did this thing work? It worked because you had 3 individuals from 3 different styles of music. Lauren taught me about R&B, because at the time I was more into like church music, reggae, or rock, Prize was just a rock head. And so Lauren would come, stylistics, what's that? And then she would play it. And then I would automatically learn it. The first CD was called Blended on Reality. It basically tanked. And then the second CD, we went to my basement, my uncle's basement. Me and Jerry Wonder got together, Lauren and Prize, and created a classic that sold basically 22 million. That CD was done inside of a basement. So if you're doing music in your basement or in your garage, I always say that's the best place. I think that's where you're gonna get your best material from, or the bathroom. I mean, the Wyclef Jean music is eclectic music. Wyclef represents eclectic music. I've been doing this music since I was a child, and I said I will refuse for anyone to put me into a box. Whenever I want to listen to Celia Cruz, I will. When I want to hear Pink Floyd, I will. When I want to hear Bob Marley, I will. I want to hear Nirvana, I will. I can and I will. I want to listen to Jay-Z, I will. Biggie Smalls, Tupac. And this is the iPod of a kid today. So the Wyclef Jean music is just eclectic music. It's called good music. I mean, my influences range from like Jimi Hendrix to Bob Marley to Marvin Gaye. And then one of my favorite like singers, when I hear him, I could identify with his voice. A lot of people would be like, man, how is Johnny Cash? You know what I'm saying? I like Johnny Cash a lot. Like my dad was a minister and stuff, and just growing up in the church, and I grew up with a lot of Christian rock, and so that's some of it. I mean, the Haitian music, one of my favorite bands is called Boukman Experience. And Boukman Experience represents the true roots and the culture of what Haitian music is to me. That band is a band, when I hear it and they say there's a connection with Haiti and Africa, I naturally could feel that connection. It represents racine. The translation for racine is roots. When you listen to that music, then you understand the connection of, where the Haitians are from and why the rhythms sound like that. It's the natural music of the country. And then the young generation to listen to a form of music which is called compa music. And compa music is more like, there's bands like Jakut Music, there's bands like T-Vice, bands like Karami. That's sort of like You could say like there's Bob Marley and then there's dance hall. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best way to describe it. Like there's racine and then there's compa. So the younger kids are definitely more into the compa, which is a traditional like form of like dance music from the islands, created in Haiti, which definitely has a lot of influence on what I do. I mean, my music evolved. I mean, at this point, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my role model, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a young Quincy Jones, Like, what I mean by that is that's my blueprint, And I feel like my career is just getting started. I'm into a lot of scoring music now. I like the sounds of scores. Um, you know, I want to do like big soundtracks for movies. You know, I want to like develop more of the Wyclef sound, the sonic sound, and get my own label, Carnival House Records, and start to find great talent, develop it, and help expand it.